Welcome to Hero Villains. Who do you think would win when Thing vs. Badrock, the earth-shaking clash of stone-bodied titans? Thing, whose real name is Ben Grimm, is a core member of the Fantastic Four. After a cosmic accident, his body was completely transformed into a rough orange rock-like form, granting him immense muscular strength and near indestructible durability. He can lift objects weighing thousands of tons and withstand extremely powerful attacks, from massive explosions to intense energy impacts. Despite his rugged appearance, he is humorous, deeply emotional, and never backs down from danger. Thing's greatest strength lies not only in his devastating punches, but also in his iron will and unwavering loyalty. Badrock, also known as Thomas John McCall, is a member of Youngblood. After testing experimental biotechnology, his body transformed into an ultra-hard stone form, turning him into a young, walking engine of destruction. Badrock possesses exceptional physical strength, the ability to endure heavy attacks, and a straightforward fighting style with no unnecessary tricks. He is often impulsive and hot-tempered, but driven by strong determination. Before we dive deeper into the analysis, please hit the subscribe button and remember to turn on notifications by clicking the bell icon. Thank you all very much. Ben Grimm was born and raised in the harsh Yancey Street neighborhood of New York, where dirty gray stoops and constant noise formed the backdrop of a deprived childhood. Poverty and the rough attitudes of those around him forced him to learn early on how to protect himself with his fists, gradually shaping a toughness like steel. His life took a different turn when he entered college and met Reed Richards, a brilliant but introverted young genius. The two became roommates, and from there, a lasting friendship was formed. Ben became a star football player at school, powerful on the field. Yet, in everyday life, he quietly helped his shy friend open up to the world. During that time, he unintentionally played a crucial role in helping Reed uncover the plot of the Skrull Zancor, who was disguised as a human. Keeping his promise to his friend, Ben committed to piloting the spacecraft in Reed's bold project, and he honored that promise fully. When they entered space, he and two other companions faced a terrifying cosmic radiation storm. In a moment between life and death, from the wreckage of shattered metal, the group emerged and realized that the radiation had altered their bodies in ways no one could have imagined. Ben was the one most severely affected. His body transformed into a massive, muscular form, covered in rough stone-like skin, both frightening and tragic. The man of loyalty and warmth now bore the name Thing, stepping into a journey not only of battling external enemies, but also of confronting his own emotions as he learned to accept his new appearance. Thing has long been regarded as a monument of Earth's strength, a walking stone tempest. There are moments when people whisper that aside from Bruce Banner, also known as Hulk, very few can stand on equal ground with him. His unique body pushes the limits of belief. He can lift enormous masses approaching 100 tons, stand firm amid firestorms or numbing ice, and even survive intense energy assaults and explosions capable of wiping out entire structures. His stone-like skin is nearly impossible to penetrate, except by weapons from alien civilizations or mysterious sources of magic. In his inner life, a gentle light named Alicia Masters is always present. She won his heart not through dazzling beauty, but through her calm soul, warm voice, and profound ability to perceive people despite her blindness. Alongside that, love stands a broader sense of camaraderie. Most heroes on Earth trust Ben Grimm, seeing him as a brave friend and a reliable ally. Over the years, he has grown close to familiar figures of the superhero world such as Peter Parker, also known as Spider-Man, who is lively and loyal, the fearless Wolverine, Steve Rogers, who embodies the spirit of Captain America, and the tough Luke Cage. Each relationship is a thread binding him to humanity, allowing the warrior with a body of stone to retain a warm heart that can laugh, feel pain, and love like any other human being. Perhaps the most prominent enemy among them is Dr. Doom, an adversary Ben Grimm has known since college days when he was still called Victor Von Doom. From their earliest clashes, the animosity between them grew like a smoldering fire. Grimm has always sought direct confrontation, wanting to look straight into the eyes of that tyrant and issue his challenge face to face. Meanwhile, Doom frequently underestimates the extraordinary endurance and physical resilience of the man with a body of stone, stone, only to repeatedly experience firsthand the astonishing toughness of his opponent. A similar rivalry also exists between Thing and Namor Mackenzie, known as Namor the Submariner. Namor pride and Grimm's stubborn nature collide like two underwater currents, creating confrontations that are both ferocious and suffocatingly tense. He has faced the mighty Hulk many times in earth-shattering clashes, often simply to prove that he is not easily broken. He has also fought side by side with the Human Torch in blazing adventures, arguing yet bonded like brothers. His appearance has changed over the years, his power rising and falling, but within his heart, the flame of resilience has never gone out. Thing has repeatedly proven that he can stand on equal footing and even dominate, even when at a disadvantage. He still has the strength to unleash a thunderous punch that sends the raging savage Hulk flying as he charges forward in blind fury. That blow leaves the Green Goliath staggering and stunned, while Thing remains standing firm, his eyes blazing with an unyielding will to never retreat. He has also drawn blood from the Green Scar despite his opponent's superior base, strength, and has even brought down the immortal Hulk, the most terrifying incarnation of the Green Giant, who once escaped the control of the Puppet Master. Thing is always regarded as a true counterbalance to Hulk, even though he is often considered the weaker one. What earns him respect is not only his strength, but also his indomitable spirit, as if every punch he throws carries his pride, his pain, and his longing for recognition. Thing also possesses the ability to perform a technique commonly associated with Hulk, which many believed only Hulk could do. He slams his hands together with overwhelming force, creating a shockwave like rolling thunder, powerful enough to leave even someone as formidable as Magneto reeling. Thing has left his mark through a long list of feats that leave many people speechless in awe. At one point, he used all his strength to push back a colossal hydraulic press, a machine designed with enough power to pierce an entire planet. In another instance, he calmly lifted a massive pyramid of steel and glass weighing hundreds of tons. Thing once nearly defeated Wandar in a brutal confrontation and charged headlong into danger, carrying a bomb deep into the mind of Ego, the living and thinking planet. In close combat battles, the beauty of raw power becomes even more apparent. Thing relentlessly closed in on Red Hulk during an explosive brawl and traded blazing blows with Silver Surfer that made space itself seem to tremble with each impact. He can stand toe-to-toe with Dr. Doom, a being whose power reaches cosmic scale, and even defeated the Sleep God in a tense battle. Thing once took down an alternate zombie version of Hulk, hurled Johnny far enough away to render a Nova explosion harmless, overwhelmed an upgraded Crimson Dynamo armor, and tore it apart like scrap paper. His punches are so powerful that even a direct clash with Hyperion leaves the opponent injured. He has also outmatched Ultron and Rick Jones, and dominated the armor of Captain Marvel. The warrior with a body of stone always moves forward, leaving behind shattered battlefields and a lingering sense of awe and respect wherever he fights. I sincerely hope you will subscribe to the channel. It would help us tremendously, and you are truly amazing. Thank you very much. Now let us talk about Badrock. Thomas McCall was originally just a 16-year-old teenager living a quiet life like many others. Innocent curiosity led him to a fateful turning point when he secretly stepped into his father's laboratory. In a moment of reckless impulse, he drank a mysterious liquid. The substance surged through his body like lightning, changing everything that had once been familiar. His once soft skin gradually hardened like granite, his muscles expanded, and his height and build increased dramatically. Power beyond human limits rose with every heartbeat, leaving Thomas both terrified and exhilarated, as if standing at the boundary between fear and miracle. From that transformation came a new name for a new journey. The name Badrock echoed like the roar of mountains, symbolizing an impenetrable body and an unbreakable will. He joined Youngblood, a government-sanctioned superhero team, and from there stepped into a world of responsibility, danger, and honor. Badrock granite-like skin forms a natural armor that is nearly impossible to penetrate. Bullets, explosions, and impacts strong enough to crush steel leave nothing more than dust marks on his massive body. There was a time when he endured an impact force comparable to a massive explosion and still remained standing. Badrock physical strength also developed far beyond conventional measurement. He can lift colossal masses reaching hundreds of thousands of tons, punch through reinforced materials like titanium, and shatter enormous structures with only a few strikes. In battle, every step and every punch is powerful enough to make the ground tremble, creating scenes that are both violent and majestic. He has held collapsing skyscrapers from total ruin, protecting those trapped amid the chaos. As he matured, that strength continued to grow, with potential expanding like a sky that has yet to reach its limits. Badrock stands out not only for his physical power, but also for the harsh and demanding journey he had to endure to prove his worth. In his effort to assert himself and test whether he was worthy of joining Youngblood, he charged into a fierce battle with Savage Dragon. The clashes thundered like rolling storms, blows shook the air itself, yet the outcome ended with his capture. That defeat did not extinguish his will, but instead became a bitter lesson that clarified the path ahead. Not long after, he confronted Mighty Man, a close friend of Savage Dragon, once again stepping into a merciless cycle of trials. Through these ordeals, he became a true hero, willing to plunge into the darkest places to save innocent souls dragged toward hell alongside him. This was not merely combat with fists, but also a battle of the mind, restraining chaotic spirits while facing both angels and demons. Each battle stretched his limits further, and Badrock also possesses a range of special abilities that make every opponent wary. Superhuman reflexes allow him to maneuver through a storm of attacks in an instant. His body ages slowly, and his endurance allows him to withstand pain that others could scarcely imagine. His regenerative ability is also uniquely strange. Though not instantaneous, there was a time when he lost both legs, yet they gradually regrew after only a few weeks while he lay in a coma, like shattered stone, slowly knitting itself back together under the pressure of time. Not merely a brute who knows how to punch, Badrock is also an excellent marksman, combining agility and strength to become a true nightmare on the battlefield. A being with a body like a mountain of stone, yet a heart always devoted to protecting others. A warrior who has walked through hell, carrying the roar of power and a quiet longing to be recognized. Badrock has endured many dramatic confrontations where his strength and personality were constantly tested. Badrock often gained the upper hand, his hammer-like punches making the battlefield quake. Yet what becomes truly interesting is when confrontation gradually turns into cooperation. From violent collisions, the two eventually stood on the same front line, fighting side by side against a greater danger. With that same spirit, Badrock once defeated his sworn enemy Violator, an opponent he had faced many times through hatred and conflict. He also clashed with Pit in a state of extreme rage, his power erupting in a way that evoked the fury of a giant. However, Badrock does not always step onto the battlefield as the victor. The most memorable defeat came when he faced Shaft. Shaft is merely an ordinary human, with skill on par with elite marksmen such as Hawkeye, possessing refined combat techniques and cold, precise judgment. Yet, it was this seemingly disadvantaged man who decisively defeated Badrock. Both the glorious victories and the bitter defeats have deeply shaped Badrock's path to maturity. From a reckless fighter relying purely on physical strength, he gradually learned to recognize the value of tactics, experience, and courage. Although Badrock is slightly above Colossus, mainly because of his raw power, since he often needs only a single punch to finish most opponents, and can endure tremendous damage in order to deliver that blow, I believe that highly skilled fighters with strength exceeding 100 tons, such as She-Hulk and Namor, would deal with him with relative ease. This is because he struggled against the more skilled Savage Dragon after the initial surprise punches, and he is not as strong as they are. On his journey, he does not fight only with his fists, but also with resolve and responsibility. It is precisely these stumbles and trials that have shaped a Badrock who is both powerful and relatable, bearing a body of stone yet a heart that still responds to right and wrong, and who continues to move forward through the storm-filled world of heroes. The confrontation between Thing and Badrock is one in which both are giants whose power far exceeds ordinary standards. Two stone bodies colliding across the battlefield create the sensation that the ground itself trembles with every step. On one side stands the familiar symbol of the Fantastic Four. On the other, a young warrior of Youngblood. Both possess hardened skin, extraordinary endurance, and remarkable regenerative ability. However, upon closer examination, the balance gradually tilts toward Thing, who possesses raw strength and durability that make many opponents wary. Badrock, while holding an advantage in long-range offense through energy explosions, is often considered less durable than Thing Fortress like Stone Body. Ben Grimm is the powerful heart of the Fantastic Four. His stone body grants him immense physical strength, near unbreakable resilience, and a will so stubborn it borders on defiance. He can withstand relentless attacks, from energy blasts to physical impacts, and still surge forward to fight as if he were only warming up. Every step he takes carries a sense of crushing weight and stability, as though an entire mountain were shifting. Jordan Tate, by contrast, embodies a more youthful and impulsive nature. His body is covered in hardened stone that allows him to endure devastating firepower, while his physical strength enables him to lift, hurl, and destroy massive structures. Beyond relying solely on his fists, Badrock can also generate energy explosions, bathing the battlefield in blinding light. Even so, his power shows clear limits when measured against Thing, especially in terms of durability and prolonged endurance in direct combat. If the two truly engage, the likely course of the battle becomes clear. Badrock would attempt to keep his distance, exploiting long-range attacks like relentless storms of energy. Thing would do the opposite. He would advance steadily, ignoring the barrage of strikes crashing against his rough stone body. Once the distance closes and fists heavy as boulders begin to fly, the advantage shifts completely. Thing, raw power, and unimaginable endurance allow him to dominate at close range, turning the fight into a test of attrition in which he is deeply experienced. For this reason, although Badrock is dangerous and versatile in his approach, Thing possesses superior resilience and physical strength, enough to endure every assault until he closes in and claims victory. I hope you enjoyed this battle. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Follow me if you liked it. That is today's video. Thank you very much.